Hello and welcome back to Hop to the Top. Today it is a massive episode, probably the most important episode we've had of this entire save yet. We are taking on Lokomotiv Moscow in the final qualifying round of the Europa Conference League. Win these two games and we will be in the group stages of a European competition, which is mental. In between the two Moscow games, we're also playing Toon in the Super League to make up for yesterday's slight mare of an episode where we accidentally simulated the game against CSK Sofia. The skin that I use has got a simulate button next to the submit team button. We accidentally pressed that and then had no time to another one. We had to edit it and upload it, and it got there on time in the end, luckily, but only just on time. Anyway, since you were last here, only one game has been played, and that was against Zug 94 in the Swiss Cup first round, with Lucas Spina, who is a young player of ours, on the right wing, scoring the goal in that one to make sure we got through into the second round. The scoreline looks very close as we played quite the big youth team. If I move my head out the way, you can see quite a big youth team. The score looks pretty close, but if we actually click on the highlights and look at the match stats, you can see it was very one-sided for us. We should have scored a lot of goals. I suppose there's a bit more news in regards to Alex Smith, our young attacking midfielder. He has actually had a bit of a change. I don't know what's wrong with his regen picture now, but his regen picture looks really weird. It looks like it's some sort of weird, moody, scary lighting. It should be like a horror film or something. It's the only regen to be affected as well. Like, I've checked other regens. Like, he's not a regen, so we can't check him. Callum Brennan, he's a regen. Nothing's changed there, for example. Or Void, he's a regen, though. Not changed his picture somehow. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with Alex Smith there, but he looks a bit scary. Either way, a host of clubs are interested in him. They keep making bids, none as big as the bid that the board accepted on my behalf. I then got them to reject the bid, luckily, because he is a very important player. We keep trying to offer him a new contract. However, we broke down talks. He wanted a bit too much. I said, no, you're not having that much. And then he's not been happy with me since then. So we'll get him a new contract soon, hopefully, and that should put off some interest for a while. But it's a bit annoying. It's a bit scary. Other than that, though, not really anything to update you on as far as I am aware. So we're jumping straight into today's game against Lokomotiv Moscow. The first leg is at home, so we're going to stick with our usual slightly attacking formation. If we start to not look so good or we need to hold on to a win in the away leg, we'll switch to a more defensive formation. What it means, though, is that Fructal is starting in goal with a backline of Boone, Augusto, Parola and Matos. Illich and Palmarillo start in that midfield with Sukichev, Alex Smith and Colley on the right wing today, because if we look down here, Sarmiento is currently injured out for another few days or so. It takes me a few attempts to say these names. Like, you've seen me say it perfectly, but I've said it 3 times. The same with Palmarillo. There we go. I've said it correctly there, but it takes me a few attempts. And that's on the tactic screen. In game, it's going to be all over the place. So forgive me if I say them wrong in the game. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to just get them right. I don't know how I'm getting them wrong in the first place, if I'm honest with you. Either way, Sarmiento is injured, so Colley comes on the right wing, and Yuan is staying up front, ever present, with his 4 goals so far this season. Look, here's that instant result button on this particular skin that I use. It's dangerous being so close to that submit team button, and I just didn't even register that I pressed it last episode either. Just went straight through, didn't register, and then realised we played the game and I wasn't the manager. Either way, kickoff is upon us here today. It's a massive game. Lokomotiv Moscow are a better side than us. They are a better side. They probably are the stronger side and should win this game. Not comfortably, I'd say. I think it's pretty close, but they should be winning it 1 or 2-0, really. But we've had the better of the chances in the first 12 minutes with the second highlight of the game with another corner. Matos putting it into the middle. Yuan can't get on the end of it. Palmarillo doesn't quite get it on target. That would have been a goal if he got it on target. As long as Lokomotiv Moscow can't get an away goal today, I'll be very happy. As Alex Smith plays it out to Palmarillo. Sukichev hits the post. We're getting so close in today's game. We just need to be a little bit more clinical, and we might sneak a couple goals in today's game. We could have had 2 already. What is positive about all this, though, is that Moscow have only had the 1 shot so far compared to our 9, which is much better than how I thought this game was going to be going. Unfortunately, we haven't actually put one in the back of the net yet, and that is where we need to improve. As Sukichev puts a corner in, as Colley gets his head on it and gets his first of the season, and that could be a hugely important goal as Elhad Colley gets his first goal, makes it 1-0 to us. Beautiful header from the corner as Sukichev puts it in. Colley loses his marker. The keeper can't get there. The first man on the first post can't get there either. It's a fantastic pinpoint header. And could we do it again? They look very, very risky, these corners. And we've got it in the back of a net again. Lorenzo Parola. I'm not quite sure how that one went in the back of a net, but Lokomotiv Moscow looks so susceptible from set pieces in today's game. Matos puts the ball in. It's cleared, but only as far as Parola, who shoots. The keeper gets there, but it's too much power on it. I think it probably would have been going over the bar, but he sort of palmed it down into the back of a net, and 2-0 up before half-time. This is going perfectly. Also, I have just noticed as well from the kick-off, because we're just kicking off the second half, number 45 for Lokomotiv Moscow. It's Mario Balotelli. He's playing for Lokomotiv Moscow in game. How old must Mario Balotelli be now in game? Only 31. He's younger than I thought he would be, but obviously still very, very good according to this game, because our scouts are scouting up obviously before the game, and I think he's very good. If we could sign him, that'd be brilliant. Like, if we could genuinely sign him, that would be amazing. Tell you what, I completely forgot he went to Liverpool. That didn't even register with me. I knew he was at Man City, and they went to AC Milan, after being at Inter Milan. I did not register he'd been at Liverpool. If I'm honest with you, I can't even remember him playing for Liverpool. Like, I can't picture him in a Liverpool kit. So that shows how much attention I pay to the Premier League. As Alex Smith comes forward, still has the ball in his possession, puts it into Coley. Coley to shoot from the edge of the area. No, plus it back to Alex Smith. Palmiero. Alex Smith. Is someone going to get the shot away here as Ilic? Back to Alex Smith. Alex Smith. It's all going through him, the young 17-year-old, as Matos puts it in the middle. Sukachev off the crossbar again. He's getting unlucky here today, and Coley is looking a little bit tired. And what this means is changes. And not just changes like this, because we've not got a winger to put on the bench or bring on from the bench. So we're going to switch things up, and we're going to go for the diamond instead, which doesn't help because Coley needs to come off the pitch and he's the other striker. So instead, we're going to go for this, which is a little risky, but could work. What it means is Bozanovic is going to come onto the pitch in that middle position there. Brilliant. Yuan can stay on the pitch, but he's got to be an advanced forward rather than a complete forward. And then Sukachev is going to be swapped out with Randy Schneider. So we're going to have both Schneider and Smith on the pitch at the same time, which I think is pretty worthwhile. It means we might be a little bit more stronger defensively, having a bit more of a defensive shape. We can protect this 2-0 lead now, but I'll need to get some players off the pitch just to rest them up a little bit. But we are playing really well, so maybe it's a stupid idea to switch things up like that. Have I just made a terrible mistake? I don't know, but let's watch this highlight as Ilic. I'm so nervous. I think I've made a mistake doing that. I could cancel it right now, but I'm going to watch this highlight first. And nothing's happened from it. It's an offside. And, okay, well, I can't cancel it now either. Okay, well, the changes have been made. I'm confident in my decision-making. As Schneider puts the ball into the middle, collected by the goalkeeper. 25 minutes to go. If they start scoring some goals now, I'm going to be really frustrated. Ilic heads it back to Fruchtel. Good header, good defensive play there. Let's just try and keep things going nicely and not concede any goals as Palmiero puts it up to Yuan. Yuan coming forward on the ball to make it 3. Can't quite do it. Unlucky stuff though, boys. This is really good. Schneider on the ball, putting the cross in. Yuan is there, and that is a goal and a half. So much power behind that header. The keeper, who's probably been at fault for 2 of the goals, I would say. He sort of palmed that one into the back of the net like he did with Parola's as well. He gets there, but just he just palmed it at the back of the net, jumps to reach it, can't get there. We've made it 3-0 against Moscow now, and I was not expecting this at all. I was expecting a really close, tight game, and yet here we are, 3-0 up, 20 shots to 2 shots. Tactical change was a genius, by the way, because we've now going to nearly concede a goal. And with less than 10 minutes to go, there's another highlight for us now. The cross into the middle doesn't quite reach its intended target. And Moscow coming forward once again. There's a bit of a mix-up at the back, but Fruchtel saves us again. The formation change has actually opened things up a little bit for Moscow, which I'm not too happy with. We're going to go down to a more balanced... Balanced what? What is this? Mentality. There we go. Balanced mentality is apparently what I was trying to look for. As Parola now with a free kick puts it up towards Matos, the right back, who's on a yellow card. Gets past one man though. Can he come forward and put the cross in? He does, to Palmiero on the edge of the area into Alex Smith, who shoots from distance. And what a goal that is. What a player Alex Smith is turning out to be. 5 goals already for the 17-year-old this season. I think at some point he's just going to have to go, because I think he's putting in too good performances, or too good of a performance at his age, at this level, for clubs not to come in next season and bid 10 plus million. And I don't want to let him go at all, because I want to keep him and build a squad around him. But if they're offering, next season upwards of 10 million, we have to think about letting him go. Either way, we've won the game 4-0 that first leg, which is beautiful. I did not expect that at all. So I almost want to say we're guaranteed for the group stages yet, but you don't quite know what happens in the next leg. I've been lying to you. He's not 7. He's 18. Only just 18 though, Alex Smith. He turned 18 literally a few days ago. His birthday's 14th of August. It's now the 19th of August. So he's only just turned 18, but he's now 3.5-star current ability. You love to see it. Also, Callum Brennan, he has turned 17 years old, so he is eligible for a professional contract. And with that current ability and that potential at 17 years old, it's probably worth giving him one. So that looks like a pretty decent breakthrough prospect, then fringe player, then squad player. That looks all right to me. Finalise those promises. That looks all good to me. Apart from like the future, let's leave those future ones in. Those future wage rises, leave those in. Get rid of unused substitute fee and the sell-on percentage of your wage rise, whatever it is. Either way, suggest those terms. He's happy with that. A contract for you. No one's stealing you, I'm afraid. Coming up now then is the game against Toon, and I don't really want to change much because the team played so well last time around. Colley's got to stay on the pitch because where has he gone? Sarmiento is back from injury now, actually, but perhaps not quite ready to start. We'll put him on the bench at least and maybe bring him on slightly later on. We've also got more substitutes to put on the pitch as well now because, of course, you can put 5 on in the Europa Conference League for some reason. I want to start giving Bozanovic a few games as well because he's a very good defender. I feel like he needs to have a bit of a run out there. So we're going to put Bozanovic on the pitch today instead of Parola and see what he can do. Alex Smith is also tired, and whilst he's playing very well, I don't want to overwork the 18-year-old. So we'll swap him out with Randy Schneider, who I also want to give game time to as well, because also he's going to be very good in the future as well. And Bajrami can come on for Ilic. They're the changes that we'll make, I think. So then, kickoff is upon us for the second time in today's episode. Toon I forgot to show the table again, didn't I? Not that it's changed at all. Hasn't changed at all since last episode because we've played no league games, have we? So we're still sitting third. Toon are in 8th right now as well, just above that relegation playoff place. Although 5 points clear of Sion, who've only got 1 point along with Lausanne. So they look like they're going to go down this season by the looks of things from the early indications. We've got a chance early on as Yuan gets on the end of a loose ball and unfortunately can't quite put it in the back of the net as Toon look to come on a bit of a counter-attack, but nothing comes of it clearly. Free kick for us, Schneider to put this in. The thing that Schneider has about him is that he's really, really good at free kicks. He's got a very good free kick on him in set pieces. Somehow, Sukachev loops that into the back of the net of that header. He's been trying headers all season. He's 6'5", but he's not really managed to get him to work. We saw him hit the crossbar last episode, or last game, and miss one. And he missed a couple of headers last episode, or last game, I should say. I keep saying last episode when it's game. But that one was a perfectly looping header over the players and the goalkeeper into the top corner. I don't think anyone could stop that, really. So great chance there and a great way to get 1-0 up in today's game. As Schneider now with another free kick, putting it into Colley this time, who puts it just over the bar. I think we are comfortably a top 5 team. Like I thought last season was a little bit of a... I want to say glitch. It's not a glitch because that's not the right thing. We just got lucky last season. You know, we got promoted, we got lucky and played with some good form. We started off the season really well. Obviously, the second half of the season was really frustrating and we didn't play very well. But I think from what I've seen this season, with the additions that we've made to this squad, I think we really have marched on and we are a much better side than last season. And we are comfortably a top 5 side now, which has happened quicker than I thought it was going to. I didn't think we would be a top 5 side now. I didn't think we'd be competing in Europe yet. So to have it already is really nice, actually, I've got to say. As Schneider coming forward gets tackled and Toon are probably going to make me eat my words now. I bet they're going to score right now. I can see it coming. I bet they'll score and they'll equalise. Not quite. Bozanovic makes gets the ball clear properly after Fruchtel makes a good save there. But we are only 1-0 up. We need to score another goal or two. Tell you what, we are going to make some changes, actually. We're going to bring Sarmiento on for Colley to see what he can do out there. And Hosu as well. He's not been playing too many games. Hosu can come on for Palmerio. And while we're at it, I tell you what, let's just make a third change as well. Biancone can come on for Matos at the right back position as well. So there we go. All 3 changes at once with half an hour to go in today's game. Hopefully those changes will result in a goal for us somehow along the way. As Bajrami now on the ball into Palmerio as Yuan into Colley. Colley gets fouled and that is going to be a penalty, which is fantastic. Oh, it's going to VAR. Not quite penalty yet. Hold on then. Right then, what's your decision going to be, referee? It's going to be a penalty. Brilliant, fantastic stuff. Schneider to take the penalty again. Okay, I might not even show that because that was awful. And I can guarantee now Toon will score a goal and we'll draw the game 1-1 rather than winning it, which is a little bit frustrating as Bajrami on the ball out to Sarmiento coming back from his injury. He'll start the next game against Moscow as he dances forward. What a run that is. And he's nearly... That could have been a goal of the season moment. That could have been if that went in the back of a net. If we can grab 1 goal right at the end of today's game, that would be fantastic as Sarmiento Can't quite win the ball back, but Augusto can get one last ball forward into Sarmiento, who can cross it into the middle. I don't know what happened there, really. It got blocked and the keeper felt the need to parry it rather than just collect it up. We have a corner coming in, but I think that should be that now, as the corner goes all the way through. It's a free kick to Toon, but the referee should blow his whistle any second. Now, he does do 2-0, Grasshoppers 1, and we go top of the table with that win. We go top of the table. That's mental. I thought there must have been games played otherwise, but no, all 5 games played now, and we are top of the table. You love to see it. So, top of the table, one thing that can make this all better is another win against Lokomotiv Moscow, and we can be in that draw for the knockout stage, or the group stages, sorry, of the Europa Conference League on the Friday. That would be perfect. Ooh, Troyes wants Sukachev on loan until the end of the season. I would be open to that if we weren't using him so much. He's a very good player, especially for 84k per week. A month rather. 84k per week, he's definitely going. 84k per month is a lot of money, but we use him, so we can't let him go. Maybe that's what we do with him next season, though. We get someone else on the left wing who's better, and then get Sukachev out on loan for like 100 grand a month. That makes £1 million, doesn't it? Then, because they're away for like 10, 12 months, at least £1 million. That's perfect. And now for the second leg of the Moscow game, I think we need to put back Alex Smith into the lineup. Sarmiento can start ahead of Colley, who's obviously then got to go on the bench. You only get 5 subs. It's so annoying. Why can't we have 7 subs? Bozanovic can come off, and we will put Parola back on the pitch. Although he wants to be a centre defender rather than a ball-playing defender. If we swap those two round, does that work a little better? Kind of. Augusto's got a good left foot, though, so we'll keep it like that for now. We'll keep it like that. I don't think we can really get much better than that for our lineup. So that's the team we're going to go for. I would rotate it a little bit, but I don't trust us, really. I can see Moscow putting 5 past us. I mean, I can't really. Can I? Either way, kickoff is upon us in lovely Moscow. Hopefully it's not too cold for the players. It's middle of summer. It should be okay. It shouldn't be too cold for them in Moscow, as early on we look to come forward and grab a goal. If we can get some away goals as well, away goals will be crucial, as Smith on the ball, back to Bajrami, Palmirio into Alex Smith, back to Yuan. Lovely bit of play to build it up as Matos can put the ball into the middle. He does do. Sukachev, again, just heads it over. It's because he's so tall. He's probably as tall as the goal himself, so he's got to get above it and down, and that's probably quite hard for him. Things are looking good, though. 5 shots to 1 shot so far in the first 20 minutes or so. If we can just sit through this, I mean, the players are looking complacent, which I'm not a fan of. We'll have to shout something to them like, I don't know, concentrate out there rather than getting complacent. But Alex Smith dances forward into Yuan. Yuan into the back of the net for his 6th of the season. And we are now 5-0 up on aggregate. We've got an away goal. Lokomotiv Moscow have got to score 6 now. And I just don't think that's quite going to happen. What a pass this is, by the way, from Alex Smith. He's such a cracking player. So good. The feedback of concentrate has now overwhelmed everyone. So that's good. They all still look complacent as well. So, I mean, hopefully not complacent enough to concede 6 goals now. That would be really bad, as Yuan gets on the end of the ball, but no one there in support with him, as Moscow looking to come forward now to grab their first goal of the entire tie. They haven't done that, though, and the ball forward isn't quite the best, but we can't tackle them yet either. So Brooks now coming forward, putting the ball up to Matos. Matos just heads it back to Lokomotiv Moscow, and Moscow through, still can't score. I'll tell you what, we haven't spoken about him much this season, but Christian Fruchtel was a superb signing for us. Obviously, we've spoken about this back line being a lot better, and that was almost a good ball up to Yuan. Well, not quite the best ball, wasted the defenders instead. I was talking about the back line, though, how good this back line has been in keeping players out and keeping the opposition out. But Fruchtel in goal, signing for us, that's been huge. Otherwise, we've had to go for Salvi in goal or look for someone else, but no one else quite as good as Fruchtel would have been available, I don't think. As I'm singing his praises of the defence and Fruchtel, they do go and score a goal, Lokomotiv Moscow. So clearly, Foot Manager could hear me and was taunting me with that one. But he's kept so many clean sheets. We've hardly conceded any goals this season. He's been an inspired signing. I'm so glad he came to the club and so happy that Bayern Munich let him go for so cheap. Towards the end of the half, though, we are coming forward again. Sarmiento should have run on and scored. I don't know why he didn't run on with the ball there. He passed it back instead. Had a chance to have a shot himself, but puts it over with a much more difficult opportunity. I don't know what we did there. Why did he pass that back? Either way, it's half-time. It's 1-1. It's good. Free kick for us, which Bajrami is going to be putting into the area. He puts it into the right area, but no one gets on the end of it, unfortunately. As Parola puts it back in towards Bajrami, who can get to the edge of the area. Go on, have a shot. Someone have a shot. Someone have a shot. No one has a shot in the end. It goes back to the keeper as a back pass, and Matos now with a chance to bring it back forward through Alex Smith, back to Bajrami. Bajrami, just shoot from distance, lad. Have a go. Test the keeper out as Boone on the ball now. Palmerio back to Bajrami. Look, Alex Smith make that run. He nearly did. Sarmiento makes the run. Just get that killer ball into the area, which it does finally go in. Sukachev, picking up his 5th of the season as well now, gets it in the back of the net. 2-1 to Grasshoppers on the evening. This tie, it's just going so well for us. Another great goal. This time, it's on the floor, this cross. Or no, actually, it was a header. It was a header. Thankfully, this time he doesn't put it over the bar. Tell you what, I am so surprised at how poor Moscow have been. Like, how poor Moscow have been. Because they're one of the top seeds for this. So every club has to... No team is guaranteed a group stage place. Everyone's got to go through qualifying, which is why we started off early in the qualifying. It's just that I think clubs from Russia, England, Spain, they come in at the 4th qualifying round. Actually, Russia might come in at the 3rd qualifying round, but a lot of the biggest clubs come in at the 4th qualifying round. So you would expect them to be quite good, but they've just done nothing in both legs. They've scored 1 goal, that's it. Now, because we've played so well in these qualifying rounds, like we've beaten Moscow convincingly, I don't want to jinx us, but you've got to say we could be one of the favourites for this. Like, we'll look at the group stage draw in a minute afterwards, this game and things like that, and we'll look through some of the teams in the competition. But I don't think there's going to be many teams that are capable of beating us to the point where they knock us out of competition. I think we're going to have a really solid competition. If we can get to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, even the final, this season could be something really special, I think, as Moscow putting some pressure on towards the end of the game, but still not finding the back of the net. We actually are still the better side in all the stats as well, which is good to see. And with that, we have done Moscow, not at home, but also away, 6-1 on aggregate. What a way to win. You love to see it. And here it is, finally, and we are a 3rd seed for the draw, which is interesting. Now, I think the first seeds are teams that have been knocked out of Europa League qualification. Let's just check this, like Besiktas. Their schedule, they've been in Europa League 2, the Europa Conference League. I just know that some teams drop down, that's all I know. Yeah, Partizan, for example. Not all teams, but Partizan have gone from the Champions League into the Europa League, now into the Europa... whatever it is league, the Europa Conference League. So that's just how some teams get into this. There's also the teams going through qualifying. Everton probably got there because they finished 7th in the Premier League. They did. That's they go into the 4th qualifying round. That's what I was talking about earlier on. Interestingly, there's only 3 seeds as well, as in normally you get 4 seeds for 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the group. But we are a 3rd seed team and there's no 4th seed. So we aren't expected to do well in this. So I'm actually kind of surprised because actually teams like Seville, Besiktas, Galatasaray, Everton could be beating us. Basel are in it, interestingly. They definitely got into the Europa League at some point, or they didn't get into the Europa League. That's a big fall from grace from Basel because last season they got into the Champions League group stages, and not just the Champions League group stages, they came 3rd in their groups, went to the Europa League, and got knocked out by Arsenal in the first knockout round. So Basel have had a big fall from grace in European football over the past season. Anyway, I'm rambling on far too much. Let's draw the first load of teams. And which group would I want to be in? Probably C or D based on those first seeded teams, I would say. As we look through again, the next round, definitely Group D. Group or E is all right as well. Group D or E, for me, is looking pretty nice. I'd like to go in one of those 2 groups. We've now got more teams still, and second seeds as well. Let's look through this. I think I'd still like to be in Group D or E. Please then, please be kind to us and put us in D or E. We're in C, and actually, to be fair, I said I wanted to be in that one. Genk looked like the strongest side, but Sheriff and Craiova, they have got decent pasts, but I think we could get past those sides. So, there we go. Sheriff, Genk, and Craiova. Tough games, but I think we've got enough about us. Now, just to add a little bit more confusion to the Europa Conference League, first 2 teams, they go through into the knockout stages. However, the team that finishes first goes straight into the second knockout round, whereas the teams in second go to a first knockout round where we play against teams who have been knocked out or came third, in the Europa League groups. So, like the Champions League, if you finish 3rd in the Champions League group, you go to the Europa League. Now what's going to happen is if you finish 3rd in the Europa League group, you go to the Euro Conference League. So, Ideally, we want to come first. We go straight into that second knockout round. That is the incentive for us now. Looking at the fixture list, the Kryber game is very, very soon, but I want to try and get a few games under the belt to get the season properly going. So I think next time we're going to come back for the game against Sheriff and then Lausanne as well. So what an episode today has been. Massive, massive wins in all three of our games. We're top of the table. We're in the group stage of the Europa Conference League. It couldn't have gone better. So if you have enjoyed today's video, please do drop a like on the video for me. That would be massive. I'd really appreciate that. And I will see you next time. Have a good evening. Goodbye.